Hey people, what's going on? Welcome to Real Tough Talk. Tough Talk.
How is that even possible?
Tough Talk. Whoa!
Stephen J. Partner Ghost.
Show some respect. You did not answer the question.
He's a bad man.
Bad man.
He's a bad. He finally said it.
The slipper's gone. The dress has holes in it. The cart turned into a pumpkin again. So what else you gonna do?
I guess this team couldn't cover a twin mattress with a king size sheet.
Lights out season.
Lights out for you. Let's get as quick into the game as possible because I am not staying in this wig longer than I have to.
I want to part. Play it out, Wells, while you're talking this game.
What's going on, people? What is going on? I'm excited to have you back here with us today. I'm Stephen J. I'm here with my partner Ghost, and you're on another episode of Real Tough Talk. I want to thank you for joining us today. And before I get into anything, I'm going to wish y'all a very blessed New Year's. Definitely a lot to be thankful for coming into the new year. A lot of changes we want to make, you know, in our lives. Hopefully we keep them. A New Year resolution, which is one of the hardest things to do. But bottom line is, we all coming in with a great mindset, you know, a definitely positive look on life. And I want to thank y'all and bless y'all with a very happy New Year.
And and I would like to say the same. Obviously, you know, you just mentioned about New Year's resolution, and obviously that's very important to have one every year to actually have progress in your life. Me personally, you know, yes, I value the New Year's resolution, but I'm going to go a little different from you and say that I like to do it day by day because it's all about the day that you start and measuring your improvement and your progress day by day. So even if you want to make a resolution by every year, it's always about that first day you start, and each day you see the progress going. The more you do each day, that's how you can measure your progress better, in my opinion.
All right, and we're going to jump into certain things that's going on right now. Unfortunately, you know, we only have 4 games this week, and it's basically because, you know, LES has a tournament. They also have, I believe, the Final Four game and Randall. So, you know, the first 3 weeks has been a little rough. We're going to have to finish up being a lot of teams going to have to play a lot of double headers going on down the line. But at the end of the day, you know, football is football. We're going to try to do the best we can coming into the season. First game we're going to jump into is Rep City versus Grindtime. Now, Grindtime is coming off of a loss to PME last week. But Rep City is coming off of they had a bye, but previously they had a loss to UTF where they was only able to put up 12 points. And the issue with that is Rep City always seems to struggle as far as getting off on a quick start. You know, the best time we seen them, Izzy was their starting quarterback when the team went, I believe, 7-1. Yeah, that was a few years back. We haven't seen them get on a hot start like that, but we also seen this team win a few games in a row a few years back also. Yeah. So this team is up and down right now. I think their energy is not the same. I don't think that they're really. They were labeled as a team that's coming, but I don't think this team has arrived yet.
No, and the main thing about this game that's different from the other game that they played last week, well, their last game, is they will not have matrix quarterback in this game. That was the quarterback they had that was starting out in this league, and he was able to put up 2 touchdowns for this team. Right. He will not be here. So somebody has to step up, and that person is Meech. Whenever they have a quarterback that's not a quarterback step up, it doesn't always end well for them. So they have to find a way to, you know, improvise in this game. But it's a lot asking when you have a team like Grindtime that they have to face this week.
And Grindtime is one of the most high-powered offense in the league. You know, one thing this team knew how to do from last season was this team can score. You know, they lost last week to PME, but at the end of the day, this team is coming in 1-1. And they're in a tough division. So they need to get as many wins as possible. And this Rep City team is no different. They're trying to come away with the win, especially knowing that they don't have their starting quarterback. And they're not going to have one of their top players, Rel, who hasn't been here yet.
You mentioned just now that they're a high-powered offense. I would have to agree, obviously. But unfortunately for them, they lose one of their main weapons in White, one of the guys that helps them drive down the field. He will not come back, most likely, for the rest of the season. I believe he has a dislocated shoulder.
Yeah.
So because of that, that's a big weapon that they lose, and they have to fill in that gap some way if they can.
All right, we're going to jump right into the game right now with Grindtime getting the ball. During a free play, Lou's going to roll left, throw the ball open on the sideline for a nice game, picking up the first down. Rep City's flag for blitzing too. And what I like about this is Bo is this team's best player. And him and Lou need to go in that ill 1-2 punch as they are known for. They got to get back to that, especially when you don't got Brian here. You don't have White for the rest of the season. You have to do what you're comfortable doing, what you're known for doing, and this is the plays here. 3rd and goal, Lou finds Anthony in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. Nobody talking on Rep City's defense. Mike gets the extra point. 7-0, Grindtime scores.
And right away, they're able to drop down into the end zone. The thing about it, that I believe that play that Rep City was caught on the flag, I think that was the big play that helped them get into the end zone, because they weren't able to react as they gave away that flag. They weren't able to react to Bo on the sideline. Bo was left open for that big play, and they rolled that play all the way down to the end zone.
We're going to start. Rep City's going to get the ball. Meach is going to get the start because, like you said in the beginning, Matrix isn't here. After getting the first down, Meach on 4 rush tries to run, but is sacked by Anthony. That is a smart play by Grindtime. Meach is going to run. He's going to go out and bail out with the run, and they're going to keep a guy that can stay here. Big sack by Anthony. On 2nd down, Meach throws to Steve-O one-on-one with Bo. Ball is tipped by Bo, but caught by Steve-O for a big gain. And Steve-O has to help step up on his offense. Way to bail his quarterback out with this play right here.
And that was a huge play that could have went the other way. Bo makes a good play on it, but unfortunately for him, Steve-O's in the right place at the right time, and the ball goes right into his hands for that big play right there.
4th and goal, Meach on 4 rush, throws the deep ball in the back of the end zone, high, incomplete, turnover on downs. If you look here, Steve's open in the front. They don't find him. They turn the ball over here.
And that's unfortunate, because that big play, you want to capitalize on a play that you got out of a whim. They don't do that. Because of that, Meach obviously not their starting quarterback, so he's not able to set up a play that they need, and this offense is not getting open. He takes the option to Debo in the back of the end zone. He's not able to make an accurate pass, and that is a turnover there.
After getting the first down, Lou throws deep to Bo, wide open in the gap, caught in the end zone, but a touchdown. Anthony gets the extra point, 14-0. If you look here, Meach steps up to guard Anthony, leaves Bo open, and Lou finds it.
And that is a lack of communication right there. And that also just shows about what happened with that flag in that first drive. They weren't communicating, so they don't know who's blitzing who. And on this play here, Meach steps up to guard one person. Nobody's communicating at the safeties, and now they leave a receiver wide open, and they give up another touchdown here.
3rd down, Meach on 4 rush, throws the D-boy in the gap, picked off by Mike, giving the ball right back to Grindtime. If you look here, Horse is wide open short. Meach doesn't see him, throws an interception.
And that is unfortunate, because you want to get every play that you possibly can. Meach is not able to get this play here. He throws it, forces a play to D-Boy, knowing that the defenders are there. It could be because he's under pressure, but either way, that was not a good pass, and at least an interception here.
2nd down, Lou on 4 rush, rolls right, throws a Gaka on the sideline. Nice game, picking up a first down. This is why they went out and got Gaka. He brings energy. He's a defensive player, but he can play some offense. Great play by him there. After 2 passes, Lou is blitzed by D-Boy, who's picked up by Bo. Lou rolls right, throws to Shy in the front of the end zone, but a touchdown. Gil gets the extra point, 21-0. Grindtime scores again.
And Bo actually making a big play on their offense and also staying a block. That's how you have offensive guys that's able to shift and do whatever they need to help Lou get time to make that pass there. And Shaw, a good two-way player, showing that he also has some offensive chops, and he's able to get open for the score here.
After getting a first down, Meach is blitzed by Bo, throws a horse in the middle, picked off by Shy, who's going to dodge Meach on the tag, run all the way into the end zone for the touchdown. Gil gets the extra point, 21-0, taking us into the half. Shy with the pick six.
And this is something that we've seen Shaw do in his days of with Street Family. He's showing that he's still got it. He's able to read this play and pick it off. Meach obviously trying to make something happen, but it's not working out. Obviously, we already keep saying that he's not the starting quarterback, but you got to have your offense find a way to make something happen. And this play, this drive right here just shows that they need to slow the game down as best as possible and try running the ball. That's something that they haven't done. Rep City needs to find a way to keep the ball on the ground. If Meach is not a quarterback, then don't force the ball all the time. Keep it on the ground. Try to get some yardage. Try to get the defense to step up. Make something happen because whatever they're doing in the first half is not working. And to speak on their defense isn't locking up at all. And I think that is the worst thing about this team right now. It has nothing to do with the quarterback. They're not able to hold, and because of that, it's spilling into their offense in this game.
If I'm Grindtime, this Rep City is not on the same level as me. Bottom line, we're going to call it a spade. We done scored on our first 3 possessions, and we got a pick 6. We're trying to end this game as soon as possible. We're banged up. We lost White for the season. We don't know when we get Yomi back. We're short-handed, and we're trying to end this game as soon as possible. D-Boy is attempting to call us out, trying to get us to curse during the game. We're not buying it. We saw him, the same D-Boy, getting into an argument with B-Dot. And them guys are like brothers. Yeah. So I'm not going to pay any attention to what he said. We're trying to run up the score, end this game as soon as possible. We're going to jump right into the second half. Third down, Meach throws deep to Steve-O on the sideline, way off target, tipped and picked off by Trey, giving the ball right back to Grindtime. Another interception by Meach. Meach's 3rd interception of the day.
And obviously, whatever he's trying is not working. Right here, the defense is reading every play, and they're able to get to wherever he's throwing the ball. You see some their defenders tipping the ball, and you see Trey getting his interception now. Not everybody's taking turns picking off Meach. It's not looking good for this team, and I don't see what they can do because whatever they've tried hasn't worked yet.
After getting the first down, Lou gets blitzed. He's going to roll right, throws deep to Anthony, wide open in the end zone, ending the game. 34-0. Grindtime runs away with this one.
And this was all a Grindtime game, but I got to speak on Rep City in terms of how they came out in this game. They didn't look good in that first game, but they didn't look as bad as they did this game. This game, they looked dead on arrival. And you like to say sometimes about certain teams that they don't have an identity. They have to find their identity. I say that, but also, you know how we always say that this team always comes out slow in the beginning and they pick up later on in the season? I think that this season is completely different. And I'm going to tell you why. You have guys like Meach, you have guys like D-Boy arguing with one of their longtime players, B-Dot, who's always been there for this team. And then you see him on certain plays, not even in the play. He's just standing on the sideline. Then you have guys like Rel not even showing up. Then you have Meach being loyal but not necessarily playing his best. So understand one key thing that this team needs to understand. Meach, Rel, and B-Dot are playing with other teams that's actually winning right now. B-Dot's playing with Hustlers. Meach and Rel are both playing with Bama. And the fact that they don't have to deal with people like D-Boy arguing with him and fighting with them on the field, maybe that's kind of why this team is not showing that same energy this year as they were last year. And these guys are loyal to this team, but the fact that now they're seeing that because they're winning with other teams and they don't have to deal with this anymore, I think that they need to take a step back and understand that this can be make or break for this team. Yes, they have Casino, but is that the end-all be-all for this team? They got to show if it is or isn't, because this team still has potential to win if everybody comes and shows up. But when you have guys not showing up, guys arguing with each other, it's not looking good. And when you don't have a quarterback, it's pretty much all she wrote. So you got to find a way to come together stronger in the next week.
We had an interview with D-Boy and Meach. We're going to talk to them, and then I'll come back and finish up. What's going on? Stephen J. here with some guys from Rep City, D-Boy, Meach. Y'all just lost 34-0. Y'all went to, and y'all didn't even look like y'all wanted to be here. What's going on with the team?
We didn't have enough guys. Listen, we played. That's it. That's all I can say. We start like this every year, it seems, man. Every year. What is this? Year 5 in this league? I think we had one hot streak out of 4, 7-1. Other than that, let's just say we like to start like this.
Meach, did you know you was going to start today at quarterback?
Yes and no. No, because a quarterback texted me early in the morning, and then yes, because after that, I wasn't expecting to start. Like D-Boy said, it's early in the year. We always start like this. If I had a little bit more time to prepare, I probably could have did a little better. But Yeah, right.
We seen y'all going back and forth. We seen D-Boy arguing with B-Dot. You seem unorganized. You seem like there's no leader, which something I question about the team all the time. What is going on with that situation as far as the inner core that we see arguing?
It's early in the season. Real early in the season. We
Our team don't like early games.
We don't like early games.
And we didn't have coffee.
There's no real answer. There's no excuse. But at the same time, it's early in the season, and we always start off slow. And then later on in the season, we get it together, and it's a different story.
What improvements your team got to make in order to turn the season around?
Everything. From the energy we wake up ready to play, from once we hit the field, we respect our opponent, and just stop arguing with each other. Because look, as you can see, there's no family static. Still together. We just always arguing this. I don't know, brotherhood thing, I don't know. Hopefully we etch it out. Ain't no big deal. Take one on the chin. We'll be back next week. No big deal.
It's for the love of the game, you know. And if we had a real quarterback, a steady quarterback, it would be really, real different.
Player frustrations, that's all it is. Because we haven't everybody's been arguing about who does what, when, where. So basically.
And if you notice, we have a lot of new guys, and we still have new guys coming. So all that during the middle of the season, towards the end of the season, we're going to gel together.
Chemistry going to pick up.
And it's going to pick up, and it's going to be real different.
All right, we're going to thank these guys for being here with us. They came off not even a disappointed, a disrespectful loss, 34-0. But we've seen this team do that in the regular season, bump a first round top team. So I wouldn't sleep on this team, but they slept on this game. We're going to see on the site. Thanks.
The was real.
Appreciate them talking after that loss. I'm going to talk about Rep City first, and I'll go on to Grindtime. I love D-Boy's energy. I love his talk. He needs to shut up and play. I'm tired of hearing the talk because you didn't score. I don't see you getting an interception. I don't see you scoring six points. I don't see you doing nothing but talking. Shut up and play. You're talented. You've been through all this before. You don't always have to attempt to take the attention off of your play with your talk. That's what you're doing. You're trying to find a way. You try to find a way to talk versus grind time. Mm. Now, when you're talking and you're presenting results, it's fine. When you're not presenting results, you're just presenting an excuse. Stop the talking. It's not working. It's not doing anything. It's not motivating your guys. It's not producing turnovers. It's not producing points. It's just a waste of energy. And you're taking other guys' motivation away. You're supposed to be a leader. Lead. Stop talking. That's one. Two, this team needs a quarterback. Matrix is not it. He's not here because he's an LES. You need a quarterback. Go get a quarterback. There's still a few quarterbacks available. Go find a guy. You don't need a superstar quarterback. You don't need a top-notch quarterback. You need a guy that's not going to turn over the ball. You threw 3 this game and scored 12 the first game. This team offensively is not very good. And if Rel is your star player, get game times where Rel can actually make the game. Yeah. Now, I'm never going to sleep on this team because this is the same team that struggled and knocked out a number 1 seed.
Not without a quarterback.
Okay, again, I'm never going to put it against this team because I know they have the ability to turn it around. Mm-hmm. They need to look at themselves in the mirror, stop the talking, stop the excuse, and win games. On the other side, grind time, they look like a high-powered offense. Yeah. I'm not going to sit down and bake a cake because Rep City doesn't have a very good defense. I believe UTF scored 30-something on them the first game. Yeah. But Lou threw 4 touchdown passes. He threw 4 touchdown passes, and there were 2. Ant had 2.
Yeah.
Bo had 1. Mm-hmm. Shy had 1. Those are the guys that have to get the ball offensively in order for this team to be successful. Mm-hmm. And he got it to his playmakers. Now, this team is going to lack in size. That's what they do, especially losing Rob. You lost Rob. You got Kaka. Kaka does not bring size. The guy brings energy. The guy brings physicality, and he can cover better than Rob. So you got to keep that momentum going. You cannot keep the games close. You cannot afford to get into a shootout with teams. You have the ability to shoot out with them, but Lou has to score without making turnovers because their defense is not going to be able to shut offenses down.
I mean, I'm just going to be quick on this. The thing about grind time is that, one, I like the way Lou has the offense set up. It's like these guys know exactly what lanes to cover, where to go, and how to roll when Lou is rolling out. It's like they're always on. It's like they're always on the same page, and that's why the offense is so effective.
Correct.
Lou knows that he is not a runner, but he's good at scrambling and throwing, and he's good at throwing on the rollout.
Correct.
So those are two things about Lou that I like to see because it's always one of the bread and butters of their offense.
Yeah.
Then you have guys like Anthony, you have guys like Bo that's always open, find ways to get open in lanes. And when you have guys like that, your offense is always going to find ways to score. And if they're able to continue that and add to it, they're going to be a team to beat in this league.
And they did look a shot, pick 6. He's going back to the old shot that won defensive player of the year. The old shot that won MVP. That's what they need. You got a Trey who got an interception. You got defensive pieces. You know, you just got to make plays when they're able to be made. I think, like I said, I think Ramsey is the most talented quarterback in the league.
Yeah.
I think Lou is the best quarterback in the league. We're going to wrap this one up with Grind Time coming away with a win over Rep City 34-0. We'll be right back.
Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Come! Take your time! Don't score yet! Don't score!
Picture.
Picture right here, man. Hey! What's up, man?
Next game up is Never Scared versus Monarchs. Never Scared is coming in off of a loss to Don't Sleep. And Monarchs is coming in, they didn't play last week, but their first game, they beat 99. 19, I believe, to 12, but they had no Shannon. But at the end of the day, you only beat who's on the field. I like this Monarchs team. I think they definitely could compete in this division. I like Mike Marcus. Is that my saying?
Yeah.
I like the fact that he's a calm quarterback. He doesn't really get rattled. I definitely like that about that. I like the way Javon is playing. The first game is playing like the old Javon that was with 99.
Yeah.
And I like the additions. I like a few guys. Bell is a guy that you need. He brings toughness. He's definitely talented. He may talk a lot, but it's his game. That's how he plays. He has a lot of talent that you need in this league to compete. And Malachi, that's another guy that I like also. Another good, both two-way player. And you sprinkle a little Arborlee, former defensive player of the year runner-up.
Yeah.
And Cass, who has the experience, who's saying he's going to be a top blocker this year. And you sprinkle up with all the other guys they got, and this team can be very, very much up there to compete for a championship.
And a lot of these guys already played in this league, you know, so it's not like they're a brand new team where everybody never played in the league. You have Kaz, you have Arborlee, you have Greg. You have a lot of these guys that's already played in this league. Of course, Javon is the top out of all of them, but they all have experience on how to handle what's going on. Then you have Mike Marcus, who is a quarterback that, like you said, is never rattled, always calm, always has a plan to make things happen. And he's shown that throughout in that first game.
Right.
And will they be able to show that same tempo and that same energy in this game? Only time will tell. But from what we've seen so far, it looks like they will.
And on the other side, you have Never Scared. And Never Scared, they lost a close game to Don't Sleep. But they dropped 3 passes that game.
Yeah.
This is a team that led the league in passes dropped last year. And they're coming in looking like they're duplicating the same thing. Now, they're going to add Brandon, like we told you before. He actually is playing with this team.
Yes.
And they add a former offensive player of the year, definitely a playmaker, definitely a guy that brings that swagger that they need. And they add Ricky, a former blocker of the year, a guy who has numerous championships in this league, and a very intelligent guy that's seen it all. With those 2 additions that this team made, I think this team is definitely a formidable team. They don't have Buto today, but he is playing with them.
Yeah.
They don't have Mamba, but he is also playing with them. So them guys will be here next week. But the additions these guys made, especially when you have a team that drops the ball, adding a top blocker and a receiver, that's definitely something to help this offense.
And the thing is, yes, they added all of these weapons, but they lost one of their best offensive players last year in J.O., who he left to go to Don't Sleep. So he was one of their most consistent guys catching the ball last year.
Team.
Yes, based on all of that, he was pretty much the most consistent on their team, catching pretty much all the passes. And they lose him, so that's a big loss. Hopefully all of the additions that they added can make up for all of that, and everybody else is able to step up, because regardless of all the drops that they have on his team, all of these guys have talent. It's just that they are just not showing all of that talent on the field. They have to start, and this game should be the game to do it.
All right, we're going to jump right into the game. Second down, Mike hands it to Bell, who runs in the gap for a decent game, picking up the first down. Never scared his flag for cursing. Mike then go with a pass to Javon, getting him to the 7-yard line. Second and goal, Mike finds Malachi in front of the end zone for the touchdown. Ramon gets the extra point, 7-0. Monarchs score right away, and I love the way Mike starts it off. And he makes them pay for getting that 15-yard penalty. He finds them in the end zone for the touchdown.
And the thing about this play here is we said that he is a quarterback that is calm. He takes what the defense gives him, and then he finds ways to get into the end zone. And that's a quarterback that you want to have. A quarterback that can move the ball is a quarterback that'll be successful in this league, and that's exactly how they do it for the score here.
During the return, Bishop runs on the sideline for a nice gain, getting him to the 45-yard line for him. Now, Bishop is still showing the ability to make plays. A former MVP. Now, that's a long way from the MVP things, but
yes,
Bishop can still make big plays offensively, and he does it here in the return game. Fred with 3 passes for a nice game, getting him to the 7-yard line. 4th and goal, Fred throws to the back of the end zone, just runs away from the ball, turnover on downs, they get stopped.
And that is a lack of communication. They were not on the same page there. Fred wanted to throw a pass where the receiver runs to the ball, but Just is looking to get open. So because they didn't communicate on a play like that, that pass is left with no receiver there to get it, and that is incomplete for the turnover.
Monarchs are not really going to be able to move the ball in the next drive, and they're going to end up punting. Fred gets the ball back. Fred throws to Sean open in the gap for a nice gain. Then Fred is blitzed and sacked by Bell, but Bell is flagged for holding, and it's going to be 5 yards. We cleared it down. Tell me what you think of the play.
And that one, it was a hold, and he didn't like the call. He didn't argue it, but he didn't like the call. But if you look here, as he's rushing in for around the block, he grabs the shirt on the arm, and tries to hoist his way around. And because of that, that's why he got the flag. And
you're always going to get called on a hold. If you use the person's shirt in order to get by, you're always going to get called on a hold.
And it was a clear hold on that play. I'm looking to see if it was a hold back, and I didn't see any hold on the opposing team. I may be wrong, but Bell has to show that he was being held, and he doesn't do that. That's why he got the call there.
4th and goal, Fred on 4 rush, throws it just open in the back of the end zone. Low, picked off by Arberly. Monarchs get the ball back. That is a terrible throw by Fred. That's a throw he has to make, and he does it, and it's a turnover.
And a routine touchdown pass is turned into an interception. Why? Because Fred is not throwing, I don't know what it is. Either he's overthrowing his guys or he's underthrowing his guys. Here, he doesn't throw his, he just misses them entirely here with the defender waiting for the ball right then and there. That was 6 points, and Fred not being accurate. It could be because he's not fully confident, because they're not really catching the ball consistently. Whatever it is, Fred is not accurate in his pass, and it's intercepted.
Mike with 4 passes in the gap for a big game, picking up the first down. 2nd and goal, Mike on 4 rush, runs in the middle for a decent game. 3rd down, Mike is blitzed by Germ, who gets through Kaz, and Mike is sacked by Germ. Kaz had just said, I don't like him blocking that quarterback. I don't. And he said he's going to win block of the year because he's going to show he can block, and then he gives him a sack. 4th down, Monarchs run the ball, but it's stopped at the 10-yard line. Turnover on downs. That is a questionable play calling. I don't know why would you attempt to run the ball rather than try to throw it in. Maybe I guess they had a power running game, but bottom line, they get stopped again.
I don't know what it is. It could be that they just had faith in their defense, that they were just going to jam them near the end zone and see if their defense can lock up. But I would rather take my shot. If I'm faithful in my defense, I'm going to take my shot.
Correct.
And if we don't get it, my defense can lock up right then and there. They don't take that attempt. Maybe they know something better than us, because That's what they decide. Hopefully it doesn't backfire on them.
Last play before half, Fred throws the ball up. It's knocked away by Aubrey, but he's flagged for the pass interference, and they get the ball at the 8-yard line. Tell me about the play.
And this pass right here, this was pretty much one of those routine plays that they throw up and you knock it down or whatever. But if you look, unfortunately for Arbery, he's not in position to get the ball. Brandon beats him to that position. So because of that, he's behind him. And as they're making contact, you're not going to get a flag.
No ref is going to throw on this little scuffle here.
But what happens is Arbery hoists himself above, hoists himself using Brandon's body to jump up and get the ball and knock it down. That is clear pass interference because one, it's before the ball reaches the receiver, and two, you're impeding the receiver's movement to make a play. So because of that, those two factors, you're definitely going to get a call, and that's exactly what happened there.
Arbery, like I said, he doesn't have the same speed as he had before because we would have never seen Arbery get beat on this. But Brandon, who is a former Offensive Player of the Year, beat him to the spot. Now, he got there, and they're tussling, which is the official lets that go. But like you said, once he puts his hand on him here, to hoist himself up to make a play, you're going to get that flag all day. Last play before half, Fred is blitzed by Ramon, throws to Brandon in the gap, who gets tagged outside of the end zone, taking us into the half, 7-0, Monarchs with the lead.
With never scared, with everything that went wrong, with Fred leaving 6 points on the table, throwing that interception, them not reaching in the end zone, it's only 7-0, which means their defense is actually doing a fairly decent job holding the offense. They only gave up 7 points, so they have a chance in the second half to come away strong. But they gotta strike and strike fast in the second. If they don't do that, they're gonna be in trouble because their defense is not known to hold any team, let alone a team like Monarchs. So they gotta strike fast. Fred gotta make his accurate passes that he needs to make. He hasn't done that in the first half, and because of that, that's why they haven't scored yet. So it's up to Fred to lead the charge and get them into the end zone. If he's not able to do that, it's going to be a longer second half for them, and they may not have a shot later on.
If I'm the Monarchs, we got to play like we know we're better than this team. We scored our first drive, and then we got stopped the second one, had the punt, and then we got stopped again. And when we attempted to run the ball in the end zone. Let's stop playing with this team. Let's play our game and show we are here to win a championship. We already know nobody gives us a shot. We already know nobody think we're believes in us. We have talent. We have as much talent as any other team, and at the end of the day, we know what we can do. So at the end of the day, we are a good team. We already see this team. Never Scared gets in their own way. So they're helping us win this game. We have to take advantage of that and come away with this win. After getting the first down, Fred throws deep to Brandon, open in the gap, drop. We brought Brandon here to make these plays, and he comes away with a huge drop on a team that's known to drop the ball. Big drop by him there. Second down, Fred throws a Bishop in the gap for a decent game. Third and goal, Fred with blocking from Jern is still sacked by Ramon. Nobody moving. That is a big sack by Ramon there. Fourth down, Fred throws it up out of bounds. Turnover on downs. Big stop by the Monarchs. If we look at this drive, Fred throws a bomb. That's drop. Then Fred with blocking his by Germ is still sacked. But look here, nobody's breaking to the ball. Nobody's breaking their route. So nobody's going to be able to block this on. This offense looks like they don't know what they're supposed to do, like they don't know how to break off their routes, and they get stopped again, their fourth time in a row being stopped.
This drive, this was supposed to be 6 points multiple times. That one with Brandon, that is unheard of for him to drop a deep pass like that when he's wide open. That's what they brought him here for. He drops it. That's not going to give any quarterback any type of confidence, and that hurt the rest of the drive. They were not able to score here. So this whole team needs to step up and make something happen because nobody's stepping up. Fred is not being accurate, and the receivers are not catching the ball. This is not a formula for winning at all.
Mike gets the ball back with two passes to Javon in the middle for a decent game, picking up the first down. Third down, Mike throws to Joseph on the sideline for a decent game. Fourth down, Mike on forward rush throws to Javon in the back of the end zone, caught but out of bounds, turnover on downs, Never Scared, comes away with a stop, and Monarchs are supposed to score on this drive, and they get stopped again.
And what is the score still?
7-0.
7-0. The Monarchs had an opportunity to take the game, to put the game away at this point, and they weren't able to score. They let Never Scared, the team with the worst defense in the league last year, letting them stop them because they're throwing passes out of bounds, They're not driving into the end zone the way they need to. It's like they're playing around with this team, like you said, during the halftime breakdown. They're not taking this team seriously, and all they're going to do is they're giving this team opportunities to correct their mistakes, which they don't need to do right now.
After getting the first down, Fred on 4 rush, but runs in the middle for a decent game. Second down, Fred throws to Brandon on the sideline, who cuts around Bell, runs into the end zone for the touchdown. Brandon's going to end up getting a flag for taunting. 7-6, never scared. We already know what Brandon can do. He doesn't need to get into a shot match with nobody. He doesn't need to prove anybody. This guy was an offensive player of the year. He carried YMM 2 seasons ago on his own. This guy's won numerous championships with YMM. I'm tired of him feeling he needs to continuously talk to prove who he is, when right now, in this field, he's one of the top players on the field. But his 15-yard penalty is going to hurt them. Why? Because of the 15-yard penalty and they having to move back, Joseph on this return is going to get a big play and run it halfway down the field. Brandon's going to make a tag here. Monarchs wanted a high tag. What do you think of the play? Should have been a flag. And
I'm going to break it down for you here because they felt adamant that they didn't get a flag on this play. But if you look, and we say it, and most refs say it. So a lot of times when you make a play on the ball and the player tries to make a move to try to dodge a play or dodge a tag, you lower your body. And half the time when a person's making a tag, that sometimes they collide accidentally. Now, there's a way that you measure if a person's trying to incidentally tag high. If they lift their hands above their head, as I'm doing now, if they lift their hands above their head, that's them tagging high. If they're doing it level straight ahead, you can't necessarily say that they're tagging high. Even if the player lowers themselves down, that's not the player that's tagging, that's not his fault. And if you look on this play, I slow it down, Brandon is tagging straight ahead. Now, his hands do pop up as he collides with the person's body. And I believe Joseph said that he kind of got his face hit or whatever. It happens. It could have been his shoulder, but it was not intentional. You're not going to get a flag for an incidental play. It happens. So that's just football. If it's not intentional, you're not really going to get the flag just because.
And then you had an earlier play, which we'll show now, on the pick. And I think they was frustrated because they saw this play here, because I believe this is the play that Greg said that Brandon blocked him high. Yeah. But if you look here, they're engaged.
Yeah.
Greg is trying to make a block, and Brandon is making, it was also a pick. They're engaged.
Yeah.
It's not like this is a straight tag. They're engaged, and the hand slips up. The problem that I have is Brandon is known as a trash talker.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's trash talking, he's below the belt. But he's not known as a dirty player. He's never been questioned as a dirty player. Yeah. He plays offense. It's hard to be dirty when you're offensive because you know he's not a real defensive player.
Yeah.
When you do something dirty, you're going to get it back.
Yep.
So a lot of times he knows he's going to get it back. This is why I don't think it's dirty. Now I understand their argument, but when you put him in fast motion, it's not.
Their argument is just that it shouldn't be a coincidence that it's the same player.
But we both looked here.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
But second and goal, Mike on 4 rush, runs in the middle into the end zone for the touchdown. Malachi gets a 2-point conversion, 15-6 Monarchs. And I blame this because of Brandon's taunting that allowed Joseph to get a big return. They gave up. This is not a very good defense that Never Scared has. So every penalty you get hurts them, and I put this one on Brandon as Mike is able to score on second down.
And the thing about it is, whenever you give them a big play, it just makes it easy on the defense, especially on special teams. That's the worst way to give up a big play because now the offense doesn't have to work that hard. And that's exactly what happened. I like that Mike does not let anything distract him in the game, and he's able to make the plays that he needs to on second down. He just decides to run it in for the score, reach the ball out, and get in. So that's simple, a way that you take what the opposing team gives you and simply gets in the end zone.
Next play, during the return, Bishop with a nice block by Germ runs on the sideline all the way into the end zone for the touchdown. 15-12, the old guy Bishop gets in the end zone, and if I'm Monarchs, I'm concerned. And the reason I'm concerned is they gave up a big return to Bishop earlier. So they seem like they're lacking on special teams, and this time Bishop beats him for 6.
And the thing is, Bishop, like you said, he's not the player that he used to be. But every now and then, when you give him opportunity, he can make plays. And that's exactly what he does here. With a few blocks, Bishop is fast enough to take off. That's exactly what happens. And I think they kind of slept on this play. I believe that they believe, okay, that other play, he didn't get much yardage. We was able to stop him. But this play, they give him the sideline. He's able to take it all the way into the end zone. This was a much-needed play for Never Scared. Hopefully, they can capitalize off of this, and their whole team can feed off of it.
15-12 Monarchs. Now, in this return, Brandon makes a diving tag, and they get upset because he comes away with the tag high again, which they believe. What do you think of this play?
And this play, yet again, when you see here, and again, I don't want anybody to think that, oh, we're siding and we're trying to cover up. We're showing it. You may disagree with us, but what we're seeing is Brandon's trying to make a tag. He gets caught on a move.
He got caught
by I believe that's Bell. He gets caught on a move, so he's trying to dive to try to still make a play. He's able to make a play, but as he dives, Bell's making a move, and he probably did graze the face a little bit. As you saw, his mouthpiece came out or whatever. But as you see, he's leaving his feet, but it's not like he's going straight at it.
Right.
Bell caught him with the move, so he's trying to dive to make a play, and unfortunately, he does probably graze the face there. But that's not a blatant. It's hard to say that that's a blatant tag
because he's diving.
Yes, he's diving to make a play. Now, you can tell when somebody's literally diving to try to take somebody's head off.
We've posted it. And guys have been suspended, guys.
Because of that. So, we know when it happens. On this one, it's hard to say that it was blatantly intentional. It just looks like a play was trying to be made.
Monarchs were to shoot a few short passes, and they're going to end the punt. But I think they were attempting to kill the clock, and they did. They get stopped, but they're going to end up punting the ball. After getting the first down with a few seconds left, Fred throws a rock in the gap, who's tagged way short of the end zone. Monarchs come away with the win, 15-12.
And I think on that play, they miscalculated on what part of the field they were on and how much time they had left.
Correct.
That's just lack of communication, lack of, I don't know. They weren't paying attention to what was going on. And because of that, they lost the opportunity to try to score and win the game. They score, they win. They only down 3 points. So you got to pay attention to what's going on in the game. And because they weren't able to do that, they leave points on the table yet again in this game to lose a game short by 3 points.
I'll give you my thoughts on both real quick.
Yeah.
Never Scared. They lose games. I'm going to give you some quick drives right here. 4th and goal. Fred throws it just in the back in the end zone. Both guys are off target. Just runs the wrong route. Fred throws in the wrong area. That is a stop.
Yep.
Next one. 4th and goal. Fred on 4 rush. Throws it just. He's coming to just again. Low, picked off by Arberly. Those are 2 4th downs in the red zone where you couldn't score.
Yeah.
Now, you got another play. They get a pass interference. So you get a big play at the 8-yard line. Last play before half. Fred gets blitzed by Lerone. Throws to Brandon, who gets tagged outside the end zone. So you couldn't score again. Another time you got stopped. Then you got here. This is a big 3rd down.
Mm-hmm.
Fred, with blocking from Germ, is still sacked by Ramon. Why? Nobody breaks their route. Mm-hmm. Nobody comes in to help Fred out. So they end up throwing it up on 4th down, getting stopped. That's another big drive we see, right?
Yeah.
Now, of course, they score. They finally get it. But what Brandon does, he gets a 15-yard penalty for taunting, which gives Monarchs a big return, and they score on 2nd down. Mm-hmm. That's themselves getting in their way again. Now, the next one, Bishop makes a great return to score. But then the last one, with 4th down and a few seconds left, rather than throw the ball up and take a shot, you throw it to Ra, you see where he's at. He's nowhere near the end zone, and they get stopped. This team gets in their own way and lose games. You're getting in your own way to lose games. And this game, we didn't show them all, but we added them up. They dropped 4 to 5 passes.
Yeah.
They must want to lose. I don't understand what they do. We just gave you several chances where they threw the game away on their own. So until they fix that, this team is not going to win games. Nobody's going to take this team seriously in order to win the championship. On the other side, Monarchs, I like this team. But they are thinking that they're against the world. And that's a good attitude to have. But they're letting that energy affect their play.
Yeah.
They need to forget everything else, play a game. Stop arguing, stop getting upset, and just play ball. This is a very talented team. They need to take the image or the personality of their quarterback. Smooth, relaxed, and let's go. Just like my man Aaron Rodgers, when he told everybody relax, they need to take that. If you're gonna argue and fight, let Kaz do that. Kaz is the most guy with experience as far as leading a team in this league, on this team, being a part of UFL. Let him do that. Everybody else needs to play cool, calm, and collect, and beat teams. Right now, this team is 2-0.
Yeah.
Let nobody worry about you. Fall under the radar, get a top seed, and then worry about the playoffs. As long as they do that, with guys like Javon, with guys like Bell, with guys like Kaz, they got offensive weapons that can win games, especially with your cool quarterback.
Yeah.
Let Arbley do what he got to do. Defensively, this team's going to win a lot of games.
Yep.
Go ahead. Anything you wanted?
All I'm saying is, you mentioned that this team is 2-0, right?
Correct.
I believe that you're saying that that they feel like they're against the world.
Yep.
But one thing I could say is, at least they're confident enough that they can play any team without worrying about, oh well, this team, they're not scared of any team.
Not at all.
And
I love
like
that about them.
Yes, I like that, that energy that they have about themselves.
Correct.
But they can't get too overconfident that they allow their opposing team to get points that they don't need to get.
I agree.
And they did that with Never Scared in this game. That kick return that they gave away to Bishop, that should never happen ever in life.
Especially when he beat you early for a big return.
That right there should have never happened. Then, they allowed Fred and his offense to score early in the game. I mean, in the second half.
Brandon scored. Yep.
Yes. And that was lack of effort on that play. 2 plays that wasn't supposed to happen, but because of lack of effort, they gave up. You're not going to get away with that all the time.
Especially against better teams.
Exactly. So they just got to clean that up. They can't allow those free points to be given away to the opposing team. And I think that they'll have a good chance to, like you said, ride under the radar and do whatever else you said to do, as long as they don't give away plays like that.
All right, we're going to wrap this one up with Monarchs beating Never Scared 15-12. We're going to be right back.